Hello and welcome to the Cryptocurrency News channel. We actually have an investment fund saying that Bitcoin, that is right, Bitcoin is the answer to the US printing a lot of money, at least for their fund. In a letter, so this is from Pantera Capital, this is from Cointelegraph. In a letter to investors on July 29th, Pantera Capital CEO Dan Morehead noted that the United States has printed a shocking amount of money to combat the pandemic-induced financial crisis. The United States printed more money in June than in the first 2 centuries after its founding, Morehead wrote. Last month, the U.S. budget deficit, $864 billion, was larger than the total debt incurred from 1776, which is when we won our, well, not won, but when we declared independence, through the end of 1979, or 203 years. Morehead made it clear that Pantera Capital sees Bitcoin as a solution for the current crisis. He also contrasted the effects of money printing in recent months to how the equivalent amount of currency had performed across centuries. When the first trillion USD printed, with that first trillion USD printed, we defeated British imperialists. We had a lot of help from France, by the way, in the Revolutionary War. He probably didn't mention that part. Without France, we wouldn't have won. Bought Alaska, which cost not that much money because everyone thought it was an icebox. We didn't know it had oil. And the Louisiana Purchase, which Napoleon was desperate to actually sell, he left out many important points. And the thing is, money back in in the early 1800s, 1803, was nowhere near as valuable as money is like in the late 1900s. Defeated fascism, World War II, ended the Great Depression, New Deal, built the interstate highway system, Eisenhower, and went to the moon under JFK. Morehead cited the resulting inflation as the main reason one should get out of paper money and into Bitcoin, or gold, or any of that stuff. According to the CEO, there is no need for inflation-adjusted numbers with Bitcoin because there's no inflation, hyperinflation. So without the money to actually print more, the government actually would lose a lot of its power. And that's why I don't think Bitcoin will ever really be adopted as the national fiat currency or anything like that. It's not really possible. Goldbug Peter Schiff is also concerned about the effects of money printing. He noted that comments by the chair of the Federal Reserve, Jerome Powell, who said this week that the Fed was using its full range of tools to respond to the pandemic, printing money, keeping interest rates close to zero, and making asset purchases steady at $120 billion per month. The U.S. is about to experience one of the greatest inflationary periods in world history, Schiff said on Twitter. Any credibility the Fed has left will be lost. Federal Reserve notes soon won't be worth a Continental. By the way, the Continental actually ended up being worth nothing, because people didn't believe the U.S. is going to win the war. This is a little different because there's no war to really be won, and we have a giant-ass army out there, and people still trust in the United States over any other country in terms of money. So I really don't think the USD is in trouble, but because people are going to be afraid, I think gold is a really, really good investment, as well as Bitcoin as well. Despite widespread fears over inflation, many experts predict consumer prices will actually go into a period of deflation. I'm not really sure about deflation, but the thing is, I don't expect massive inflation, and if the price of goods don't actually inflate, then there's not really a big problem in the end. So I don't think it's nearly as disastrous as like Peter Schiff or the Morehead actually says, but I do believe right now, because of the increase in dollar printing, it is a good time to buy Bitcoin and gold. So that's kind of my view on it. But hey, at least one investment firm, Pantera Capital, actually does believe that Bitcoin is the solution for massive amounts of money printing. So pretty cool, I guess. Crypto in the mainstream again. So that's the news for today. Let me know what you think. Like, subscribe, and hit that bell notifications button. Thank you, and have a nice day.